you today?
Hi Amber, this is Christy, and I wanted some information today on getting an appointment for my husband and I. We've been having some marital problems, and we need to discuss these matters.
Okay. Can you tell me what kind of matters you're having in your marriage?
Well, for starters, the main thing right now is that my husband cheated on me, and we need to try to restore this before it resorts to divorce.
Okay. I'm glad that you have chosen our agency to help you at this time of need. How about Monday at 1 o'clock? You come in and your husband will come in and we'll discuss and see what we can come up with. How will that work for you all?
That will work just fine for the both of us. We will see you at 1 o'clock. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. How are you all today?
Fine.
We're doing okay. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Okay. We are here regarding your wife's phone call that she made earlier this week. She's wanting to work through y'all's hardship in your marriage. But before we can get started, here's a packet of information at the table that includes, the information regarding the fees and the responsibility for your worker. At any point in time, if you have any concerns on how I'm doing my job, there's a contact sheet with my boss's phone numbers and along with so many others that you can call and discuss, whatever you're having issues with at the time. And whatever is discussed in the sessions will be kept in this room. The next page of the packet talks about our confidentiality agreement within the agency. Basically, that will say, whatever you all discuss, I can't go out here and discuss anything with anybody else. Just keep it in our agency. The rest of the information in the packet is just basic information on our agency, what to expect. And if you'd like to look through the rest of the packet and sign a date at the bottom of the line in agreement to everything. Okay, let's get started. Why don't y'all tell me just a little bit about yourself?
I'm 20 years old. I just had a birthday. Work really hard at my job. I usually pull about 40 hours a week. We've been married. We just had a 8-year reunion, so that's pretty much about it.
Yes, I'm 29 years old too. I work around about 50 hours a week. I do extra odd jobs around. And that's about it for me.
Okay, what would you all like to do in your spare time?
Well, I like to be outside and go four wheeling and fishing and hanging out with my friends and family. We like to have cookouts and basically get together with other couples and do things when we have the time. It's trying to find a time that's the problem.
Yes, I also like to hunt and fish and do anything recreational outdoors.
Okay, how do you all get along with each other's family?
We don't get along with our in-laws very well. We have a lot of issues there. They don't seem to like me, and mine don't seem to like him. So that's kind of a problem.
Hers treats her like a child, always calling or texting, want to know where she's at, what she's doing.
That's not true. I don't think that my family is the main issue here.
So do you all not get together on holidays or special occasions or anything?
We don't really have the extra time because we're always working so much, but we used to.
Okay, guys, why don't you tell me what's going on in your marriage right now?
Well, basically, we had our problems, but about a month ago, I caught my husband cheating on me with some random girl that he met at work, and I confronted him over it, and then we started having a lot of issues from that point on.
Okay, I see. And James, what do you have to say about this matter?
Well, we had a lot of problems before this occurrence. I tried to get her to talk to me and she wouldn't. The girl meant nothing to me. I didn't love her.
What kind of problem did you all have before then?
I couldn't talk to her. She would jump to conclusions, storm out of the house, take things out on me that had occurred that day. If she came home in a bad mood from work, instead of talking, she would start something just to make us fight.
How would she start something?
She would come in from work and wouldn't say a word, then would start fussing about how nothing is ever done around the house.
So did you all ever try to talk about this matter? Did you ever confront her on it or anything?
Yes, we tried, but it didn't work out very well.
Okay, Christy, what do you think?
Well, I basically just get tired of doing everything for myself and doing everything by myself, and it just seems like that he would always make excuses, and everything was always up to me, and it seemed like when he did get extra time, his time always went for something else. It went, it wasn't never about us.
So he never would go out and do anything, just as you two?
No, not never.
So did you all just basically give up on your marriage?
Yeah.
I think so.
So what was your marriage like before all this happened?
Pretty much she did her thing and I did mine.
So did y'all never do nothing together?
Barely.
Hardly ever.
Just when it was convenient for him. Basically, when he didn't have anything else to do, then he would want to get together and do something, which always made me feel like I was not priority.
So for both of you, what would be, the next step in this? Would you all like to try anything else if this don't work, or?
Well, if this doesn't work, then I think that I will resort to divorce. I don't actually believe in divorce, but if he does something else, then that will be it for me as far as cheating. I don't believe in adultery. I do love him, and I'm going to try to make this marriage work. Try to give it at least one last chance. Hopefully, our sessions will help us restore it to the way it used to be.
So are you all both willing to go through whatever it takes to get your marriage back to where it was?
Yes, I am.
And what about you, James?
Yes, whatever she wants to do.
James, we're not talking, just to her. You need to gain, a lot of stuff from this session to get your all's marriage and relation back to where it was, and, for both of you to be honest and put your input in this, it'll work out a lot better.
Okay, yes I will. I want this to work.
Okay, what do you all want to accomplish from these sessions?
I think my main thing that I would like to see for us both to be able to accomplish is for us to trust each other and just to repair our marriage and have honesty and be healthy again.
And what about you, James?
Yes, I will do this session to see if we can work everything out.
What would you like to gain from it? Building the trust back as well?
Yes, I would like to see that also.
Christy, how are you feeling towards your husband right now?
Well, basically, I'm feeling very angry towards him right now because he didn't consider my feelings and he was making bad choices in his life. And basically, I want to know why he felt like that he had to resort to this in our marriage.
I can understand, that you're feeling very angry at him and, for what he's done. And, you have all that right to do that. But in these sessions, you're all going to have to let these feelings go to be able to work through everything to save your marriage. James, how about you? How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling very angry at myself for my actions. I don't know why I did it. I guess everything just got so bad at home that I had nowhere else to turn.
Basically, when things get bad, you don't turn to another woman. You should try to discuss and communicate with your wife.
I know that both of you are having, a lot of emotions going on right now. And let's just see if we can concentrate on the big picture, and that's helping to repair your marriage and building that trust back that was broken. So, are you all happy right now?
No,
Not really.
not at this point.
When was the last time that you was happy?
Well, I'd say probably about a year ago we were at our best. Things were going pretty well then. We weren't working as much and we had a little bit more time together. We were even making plans to start a family, but I don't know.
About the same. Then everything just got started going downhill from there and we started fighting and arguing more.
I think that we started fighting and arguing more because everything always seemed like it was more important to you, and I was never a priority to you.
And so were you.
So what do you all believe the most important thing to work on first in repairing your relationship and your marriage?
I think the first thing that we should both do, especially on his part, is to allow me to be able to trust him again. I think that's the number one thing with that, and communication.
And James, what do you think is the number one thing to work on first?
Yes, I would say trust also is. Without that in our relationship, we can't have a relationship.
So let's make some goals and plans today for you all to work on. You know, outside the session, you all are going to have to do some things on your own to help build your trust, which is a major issue. It's coming from both of you right now. So how about we start off with some trust building exercises, do some therapy sessions to get inside what led up to the occurrence, why James done what he did. And also it needs to be explained, you know, why he did cheat on you, you know, whether it's something you all can work on or needs just to end. So this is a good starting point off for you guys.
Yeah, I think this would be a great starting point. If I might ask, what kind of trust exercises do you have in mind?
Here is actually a list of an assortment of trust building exercises that you all can actually sit down and decide which one is the best for you all. There's different ranges, you know, with your all's busy schedule, you know, there's maybe one that will be better suited for you than others. What about you, James?
Yes, this will be fine.
So Heidi's going to therapy to find out what the problem is in your relationship and work through why you cheated on your wife. And I would also like for you all to do some trust building exercise outside the session to help gain that trust back in the relationship. And what about doing some couples therapy once a week to talk and discuss about things and relate as a couple. James, how about you helping around the house just a little more so she doesn't feel overwhelmed by all the things that she does, and this way you all can spend some quality time together, you know, just doing stuff around the house. You know, for example, you know, doing the dishes together. One do one chore and the other one put them up or something to that extent. And I would like for each of you actually to have a therapy session once a week separate for the next 6 months, as well as the couple. Then we'll meet every 2 weeks to track your progress to see, you know, if there's any results or if we need to change anything, or how does it sound to you all?
It sounds good. I think that I'm willing to try to do everything in my power to repair our marriage, because we have been married for 8 years and we wanted to start a family, and if we could get the trust back, perhaps we could start the next chapter in our life.
So if everything works out, are you all still wanting to build that family and that relationship?
Yeah.
James, what about you? Does this plan sound good to you?
Yes, I'm willing to work on my part and see if we can move on from this and put it behind us. I want her to know that I'm sorry for what I did and hurting her in any way.
Okay, sounds like you all are both on the right track of wanting to do this and are willing to do anything, so we'll get everything, paperwork and everything done, and then you can go tell the secretary to set up your next appointment for your first session this week. Y'all can tell her when, what day will work best for you all. Remember to stay with an open mind and try to get through these exercises as much as possible. And remember to make most of the sessions to see what the thing is. So I'll see you all in about 2 weeks, and the secretary will give you your appointment date.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you then.